Hello everyone, it's Maha. I am thrilled to be here with you guys because I'm going to show you a tarot deck that is really cool. This is called the Fifth Tarot. And this is a deck that is very different. It has its own unique system, and it's one that I feel is slightly overlooked. If you've been watching my channel for some time, you probably already know that I love sharing decks that are slightly overlooked. And this is one that I think needs a little more attention. And if you are someone who likes working with essential oils and aromatherapy, then you will really like this deck because in the book, which we will look at in a moment, they've given us specific blends, essential oil blends that go with the meaning and the energy of each card. So it's really a great way to connect with each card additionally. Before we get into the deck though, I just want to draw your attention to my little friend here. This is my African violet, who is blooming like crazy right now. She has so many flowers, and I wanted to bring her here today because she really has this very similar energy that I feel this deck has. African violets are great for connecting us to the higher chakras, to the third eye and to the crown chakra. And they are high vibration plants. They clear out any old negative energies, and they're really great for cleansing the aura, cleansing the room. So I have one right beside my bed, and this one is always in the bathroom near a window. And this one just told me she wants to be here today, so I thought I'll bring her and introduce her to you. Now, the deck, you're going to love this deck if you love bright, beautiful artwork, and if you are someone who doesn't mind having a deck that's slightly, very loosely based on the Rider-Waite system, although kind of deviates into its own. It was created by Martien and Teressena Bakens, their husband and wife. Teressena is the artist who has illustrated all the 92 cards in this deck. So the difference, the main difference, is that this deck has 5 minor arcana suits instead of 4. So in addition to the water, fire, earth, which in this deck is called stones, and feathers for air, so in addition to the 4 suits of wands, swords, pentacles, and cups, we have the suit of ether or spirit, which in this deck is symbolized by the lotus. So we have the suit of shells, fire, stones, and feathers, and lotuses. And I'm not gonna do a full-on review and really in-depth review showing you every single card because I don't want this video to be too long. Although I will link in the description menu a video by my beautiful friend Elise from Wild Moon Tarot. She's done a really great review, in-depth review of this deck just recently, which kind of inspired me to also share with you my own experiences with this deck and how I use the deck, and just to spread the word if you haven't heard of this deck. It's a really great deck. Some of you will love it. Some people don't really resonate with it. What I personally use it for is, instead of using it like a tarot deck per se, I use it more like an oracle deck. I use it for meditation. I find that the images really lend themselves well to meditation and contemplation. I've learned a lot from the book by reading the book, and not necessarily linking to the meanings of the cards in Rider-Waite system specifically. Although the book is just really juicy, and we'll get into it. I want to show you the book. I want to focus on the book because it's a really great book. So this is the box, and it was published by Blue Dolphin. And this is the back of the box. The box opens from the top, and the cards were inside, although I keep mine in a separate bag. And this is the beautiful book. So you can see it. I'll just move my friend to the side. The book is great. 250 pages. sorry, 352 page book with 92 full color cards. And we're going to look at the book and the cards. Let's go ahead and look at the cards now. I keep mine in this velvety yellow bag that matches the color of the cards quite closely. As you can see, I made this myself. I like it. So I'm going to show you the major arcana very quickly, shuffle through them, and then I'm going to choose, I have chosen my favorite minor arcana cards that I want to show you. So the cards are really great quality. They're very different from all of the other decks I own. The card stock is really, really flexible. It's kind of like almost plastic, it feels to me. It's really flexible, so really durable, lasts through lots of shuffling. You can't bang them and bend them easily like you can with thick cardboard. It's not really the same material. Okay, so here are the major arcana cards. And by the way, the symbol on the back of the cards is a symbol of the quincunx. In the books, they go into this symbol and what it means. Just wanted to add a few words from my own knowledge of the symbol. In astrology, the quincunx represents an aspect which is formed between two planets when they're 150 degrees or 5 signs apart. And the word quincunx, the stem of the word, Q-U-I-N, actually comes from Latin for 5. So that was just a little information. Starting with the Fool, it's really colorful. You can see the cards are all just so delightful. To me, they look like they've been done with colored pastels. Love this magician. High Priestess. They're not in order. I love the star card. I really love how they've chosen to put this Merkaba design there and the water flowing. Very hopeful image. And I was actually listening to a lecture by Manly Hall the other day where he spoke about the pyramid representing the heart to the ancients. And then it made me think of this card and this symbolism of the Merkaba. This isn't in the book, I don't think. I haven't read Star in this book. But I was thinking that the pyramid is linked to the heart. And the heart in astrology is linked to Leo. And the sign of Aquarius, which is linked to this card, is opposite of Leo. And the Merkaba is actually 2 pyramids superimposed on top of each other and represents connecting with the higher mind. So it makes me think of that relationship between the heart and mind, and how in Buddhism the heart and mind are believed to be connected, and the heart being more superior. And then here I think of the higher mind, so it's like connecting us to the higher mind as we give our heart. And the sign of Leo, opposite to Aquarius, actually includes Aquarius as well, because in astrology it's believed that every sign connects within itself, its polar opposite. So I thought that I'd share that with you since that came up for me. Death. The Sun. Shaman is, some of them have been changed. This is the Hierophant. It's been changed to the Shaman. Tower card. Cosmic Man is Hangman. The Hermit is a beautiful card. Wheel of Fortune. I like this one. Justice. Balance. I love this card. Shadow. This is for the Devil. So there are some, this is Alchemy, Temperance, some darker images. Universe for the World. Lovers. I love this. You can see the texture of the charcoal paper coming through the pastel, which is really beautiful. So some of the paintings, some of them look to be paintings to me, and some of them seem to be pastels, and some of them mixed. Emperor and the Empress. Chariot. I love this one because to me it really links to the sign of Cancer. Realization is Judgment. The Moon, really beautiful card. And Strength. That was a major arcana. So I will begin here by showing you the suit of Lotus. One of Lotus. I love the colors in this suit. So many of the cards I love, but I'm only going to show you a few of them. So this is expansion, the keyword. And Two of Lotus, empathy. Beautiful colors. So gorgeous. I love these for meditation. Three of Lotus, multi-being. So rich with color. I love the sense of flow here. I find that so gorgeous. Eight of Lotus, interconnectedness. Love that turquoise color. Seeker of Lotus, so that's one of the court cards here. Begins with the Seeker. Initiate Lotus. Apprentice of Lotus. I love this one, how there's that skull, purple, and then the amethyst on the bottom. The black and the purple and the white are so beautiful together. Dolphins coming out, and then there's the Merkaba again. Lots of sacred geometry is used in this deck. After the Apprentice is the Elementor, which I'm not going to show you in the Lotus, but I'll show you in the Shells. This is one of my favorite suits in this deck. One of Shells. So you can see the keyword is on the bottom. This is abundance. Two of Shells, enrichment. And in the book, I will read you what it says for this card in particular, just so you can have an idea of the language in the book, and also how there is so much symbolism in these cards. So the suit of shells, in the suit of shells, each sea creature represents something. Everything has a significance. So in this card, they talk about the idea of mirroring. So you can see the shell on both sides. And then each type of shell actually has a significance to the card's meaning. Dolphins here symbolize joy, and this is supposed to be the Queen Conch, and she represents joy. It's this Three of Shells, celebration. Nine of Shells, gratitude. So as you can see, the keywords are slightly different from the Rider-Waite-Smith system. To me, they're more the positive aspects of the cards. We'll see that further in the air suit. And in this one, I really like that idea of your wishes are coming true. There's a genie lamp, everything kind of coming out. And I like the keyword because it's gratitude, so having gratitude for our wishes coming true. 10 of Shells, unconditional love. I love the harmony, the sense of harmony in this card. And in this image, there's that pink and green of the heart chakra. So that's got a sense of balance with 2, 3, 4, the 10 shells. Seeker of Shells. So I'm going to show you the 4 chord cards in this suit. Initiate of Shells. So as you can see, it's just showing a progression of the learning in the suit. Apprentice of Shells. I love that image. Elementor of Shells. So the suit of fire starts with 1 of fire, creativity. I love that one. So in this suit, there are images linked to anything within the element of fire. So there's the cobra, there's the lightning bolt representing fire. 2 of fire, choices. 4 of fire is inner light, and I love how There are 4 fireflies representing the element of fire. 6 of fire inspiration, and here we have 6 different gods and goddesses associated with the element of fire. 9 of fire, flow. There's a volcano erupting. So again, the keyword flow doesn't really line up with the RWS traditional meaning. 10 of fire, radiance. There's the shooting stars. So the keywords are sometimes the positive aspects of the traditional tarot meanings and sometimes not at all. I love this card, Seeker of Fire. Love that one, the dragon. Beautiful. The suit of stones I'll show you next. This is malachite. I love this. I love how the symbols or the swirls in the malachite stone are kind of blending with the green agricultural landscape that we see in this image here. 2 of stones, harmony. So very different again from the 2 of pentacles. 5 of stones, attunement. And this is one of my favorite cards in this deck, in this whole entire deck. 6 of stones, compassion. This is the card I took a photo of in the beginning of the video. And I love the rose quartz, the roses, the colors in this card. Beautiful. 6 of feathers, optimism. And there is that boat sailing away. And then there's waves on one side. One side is very clear landscape. One side is kind of wavy and stormy. So that opposition. The peacock feathers also symbolize something. This is all in the book. 2 of feathers, truth. I love this image. I love the moon in the background. The 2 pipes. So I find here with the 8 of feathers, the keyword kind of is, to me, the positive meaning of the 8 of swords, focus. And it is linked to Gemini, so I find that kind of, I think it's, I'm not sure if it's Sun in Gemini, the astrological link for the RWS system. I found focus to be suitable, though, as a keyword. And I've drawn this card several times. So the 8, 9, and 10 are the 3 cards of the suit of swords linking to Gemini, mutable air. This one is higher intellect, 9 of feathers. And again, the use of geometric, sacred geometry in the middle. I love this one. 10 of feathers, star, solar logos. And that makes links to the feather there and the sun. This is a feather of a sun conure. Most of you guys who've been watching my video know that I have a parrot, and he's a conure. He's a green cheek conure. So I drew this card once, and I right away recognized that feather to be a sun conure. And sun conures are very pleasant, very happy, cheerful animals. So that energy of this card really, to me, resonates with the energy of the sun conure as a bird. That kind of very vital sun energy. The last card, Apprentice of Feathers. That one is linked to the Queen of Feathers, or the Queen of Swords. You have all different types of feathers here, and like kind of a tornado twisting, everything, stormy landscape. So as you can see, the cards they do have a lot of color. They're very, very happy, beautiful, meditative, and gorgeous. The artwork is just so gorgeous. And I want to now go ahead and look at the book, and so you guys can have a better idea and understanding of this deck. All right, so let's have a look at the book of the 5th tarot. Okay, so the table of contents. There's an introduction, forward, a short history of tarot, and it gives you a nice introduction to the fifth tarot here, talking about the shapes, the geometric shapes. And then over here, there is some notes on the quincunx. So as I was saying, it goes through the details of what the symbol means and how it represents the fifth tarot. I'm just going to read you a little bit from here. So it's about the fifth suit. The fifth suit of lotuses specifically addresses the higher vibrational gifts emerging with the shift through the activation of our DNA codes, our evolving crystalline structures, and the awakening of our multidimensional beingness. In addition to the qualities and aspects found in the other four suits, the fifth tarot brings forth such concepts as telepathy, spontaneous healing, interdimensional travel, transcendence, to name a few. Many of the ideas presented have been accepted for ages. Others are surfacing for the first time in our consciousness. So just a couple of notes. First, I'd like to say that the language this book is written in is, I don't know how to describe it. I say very new agey language. And by that, I mean the words that they use, like DNA activation, consciousness, interdimensional travel. These words are mentioned quite a lot, quite frequently throughout the book. So I just wanted to mention that in case that's not your cup of tea. I mean, it is a very interesting book. So if you could get past just the way that it's written, if you don't like it, then you can still learn a lot from the book and about tarot. And I just wanted to say that from my knowledge of tarot and the Rider-Waite-Smith system, I understood that the fifth suit is the major arcana suit. That's from my own understanding. So, that's what I thought when I read what they are talking about. That's just my thoughts. I mean, you can still learn a lot from this system that the fifth tarot has created. It's kind of unique to their own. And then it goes on to the fifth tarot also reframes the focus of hierarchy and gender typically found in the court cards. The court cards are intended to represent levels of mastery of the elements represented by each suit. With this in mind, the court cards of the fifth tarot are designated as Seeker, Initiate, Apprentice, and Elementor. And that's what I was saying when we were looking at the court cards of the suit of shells. Now, again, there is, later on in the book, it goes into more detail about what the court cards represent. I have to say, though, after reading it, I don't really feel that there is a huge difference. Just because, to me, the court cards in the RWS system, they don't just represent hierarchies. They, to me, are many different aspects of the element, especially when I think of it astrologically. So each aspect can, in itself, have its own challenges that we have to overcome. So to me, it's very similar. It's not really that different. Okay, so then let's look at the rest of the book. Here we have a nice analysis and breakdown of the different glyphs and symbols around each card of the major arcana suit. So here you have on the top left planetary or astrological sign, then in the middle a numerology reference, top right star symbol, down here we have the card title, sacred symbol of MU and Mayan glyph, and then the color around the border is the element: earth green, air yellow, fire red, water blue, ether purple. So I really like actually the borders in this deck. To me, it's not distracting or anything. And then at the end of the book, there's an index, which we'll look at for those symbols in each one. And then we have the major arcana card. So you get a nice full page, black and white image, nice full page of the description of the card, and then the divinatory meaning. And then here you have application sections, which you have for both the major and the minors. And it's really great because it helps you connect with the deck in more of a ritualistic way, and different practices you could do. So here, for example, for the Fool card, to help bring forth the energy of the Fool, remember what gave you pleasure as a child. Was it coloring, swinging, flying a kite, skipping stones, or dancing? So it just gives you some idea, some rituals. And then use essential oils of sweet orange or tangerine or the Fool blend to bring out the inner child. I think they sell the different blends on their website, but also you can make it yourself. The Fool blend has orange, vanilla, and the exuberance of myrtle. It's great for dancing your life. So at the end of each card, they give you a blend you can create for that specific card, which I think is really nice. I love that part because you guys know I love essential oils. And then it goes all the way through the major arcana cards. Then you have the suit. So a big introduction to the suits here. You got all the suit, fire, shells, feather stones, lotuses, and actually all of the keywords are down here for all the cards from 1 to 10 and what they represent. Numerology reference for the suit cards, so it goes through that in detail, which is really great. And then you go into the minor arcana cards. And I wanted to read you the shell, but I'll come back to that. And then here you have intro to the court cards. Nice big intro to the court card. And again, the same. Each card in the deck has a description, divinatory meaning, and applications. See how long the application here is for the Suitor of Fire. And it gives you even practices like yoga, meditation, Tai Chi, different things you can do with different poses in Tai Chi. In Tai Chi, the reach for the skies pose is helpful. Stand on your toes. Just gives you that about the chakras too. It's really great, right? So at the end, you have introduction to tarot readings. You have some spreads, the 5th spread, moon, earth, sun spread. Then you have this double pentacle spread, or the perfect 5th. That's kind of nice. And then you have the moon spread and collective consciousness spread. Wow. Here you have the whole Kabbalistic wheel. And then you go to the Kabbalah and major arcana descriptions. It tells you where each card lies on the Kabbalah and what the description of it means. Very detailed appendix. Kabbalah and the suit cards. Appendix for the border symbols. Then here you got planetary and astrological signs representing each card, and keywords for the signs astrologically. Then you have Appendix D, star symbols, Appendix E, sacred symbols of MU, so all the symbols around the borders are described in detail, and the Mayan glyphs. More keywords for the Mayan glyphs, and that's it. Reference list and information for finding them, and they offer workshops and stuff. So let's come back here, and I want to read you now a little bit on one of the minor cards that I showed you, the 2 of shells. So the keyword for 2 of shells is enrichment. And this is nice. I wanted to read you this one because just so you could see how the different simple shapes and symbolism plays out in the cards. So we talk about the mirroring. I'm not going to read you all of it, just some. We talk about the 2 sides of the scallop called valves in our heart. The energy of the 2 of shells is life-giving and enriching. And then skipping down to seahorses, because they use seahorses here as the creature representing the water element. Seahorses attach themselves to seaweed. They drew seaweed here too, by the way. or coral and wait for their meal to come by. Mostly they eat shrimp or prawns, sucking their food up through their long, hollow snouts. The tail is used as a buoyancy device. When one wishes to ascend, the tail is unfurled. When one wishes to descend, the tail curls. This aspect of the seahorse teaches us to ride the currents in the stream of life. Emotions are oftentimes ruled by associations with past memories and old patterns of thinking. As we allow old hurts and pain to float away, we feel more buoyant with joy. Seaweed is a rich source for nutrients. How is it that such a healthy substance is called a weed? It is interesting how words are chosen to denote certain meanings. This comes in handy when we become more aware of what goes on around us and what people really mean to say instead of what automatically comes out of their mouth. In discerning truth, we can see how this affects our surroundings and can then choose to blend in with the weeds or stand out. It is said that when something grows around us in abundance, it may be an herb that we need for medicinal purposes. Learn from nature. It is there to enrich and teach us. And then the divinatory meanings. I'm not going to read the rest. That was just an idea of how the symbols in each card can teach us lessons. Okay, guys, that was it for my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for sticking by and watching. And let me know what you think of this deck. Sending you lots of love. Take care. Bye.